Hey, history lovers! It's time for some serious Ottoman exposure, not the Disney kind. We're about to drop some seriously spicy knowledge bombs on you. And by the end of this episode, you will be calling yourself an expert in all things Ottoman. Just make sure you don't go dropping all our secrets. No, you heard it here first. In the shadowy corners of grand palaces and on the windswept decks of pirate ships, the real Ottoman Empire thrived. It's time to pull back the curtain on 10 secrets you never knew you needed. And trust us, these are going to blow your mind. Number 1. The birthplace of a brewing revolution. Yes, the legendary coffee houses. But did you know the Ottomans took coffee to new heights? Quite literally? Forget your average espresso. These guys were brewing up potent political discussions, social debates, and artistic inspiration. What sets them apart? Everything. The Ottomans were the first to introduce the world to the concept of a public coffee house, a space where intellectuals and artists could mingle, exchange ideas, and plot their next big move. And let's not forget those sneaky waiters who kept an ear on the ground, reporting juicy gossip straight to the Sultan's ears. Yes, the Ottomans understood the value of caffeine and conversation, and they took full advantage of it. So next time you find yourself sipping a latte, remember the Ottomans were doing it first and better. Number 2. A sea shanty symphony. Picture this: 1773, the Black Sea coast. Imagine the scene. Men clad in leather tunics, faces weathered by sun and salt, their voices harmonizing in a rhythmic chant as they haul on ropes and adjust sails. This wasn't just a sailor's ditty. It was a Janissary band, the world's first military orchestra. They weren't just making music, they were making history. The Ottoman Empire's elite military corps, known as the Janissaries, developed a unique musical tradition, an integral part of their identity and military customs. During battles, marches, or important ceremonies, the Janissary bands would play a mix of traditional Ottoman folk songs and martial tunes designed to inspire courage and strike fear into their enemies. Their repertoire included lively melodies, haunting laments, and even battle cries, all performed on a variety of instruments, from flutes and drums to lutes and cymbals. The music wasn't just meant to be heard, it was meant to be felt, a physical manifestation of the soldiers' strength and unity. For the Ottomans, music wasn't just an art form, it was a weapon of war, a tool of ceremony, and a testament to their enduring legacy, Gand. And as the Janissary bands echoed across the empire, they left an indelible mark on the world, establishing a tradition of military music that continues to inspire awe and wonder to this day. Number 3, a floral obsession. Now let's talk about the Ottomans and their love affair with tulips. You've heard Billie Eilish's song about it, but what's the real story? It's more than just pretty petals. It's a tale of intrigue, wealth, and a touch of madness. The Ottoman Empire's fascination with tulips reached a fever pitch during the 18th century, a period known as tulip mania. The empire's ruling class went gaga over these exotic blooms, adorning their gardens, homes, and clothing with them. Why? Because tulips represented wealth and power. And let's face it, the Ottomans had plenty of both. But this obsession didn't stop at mere decoration. Ottomans hosted extravagant tulip parties, a celebration of the flowers, beauty, and a chance for the elite to show off their wealth. Imagine strolling through a garden filled with thousands of tulips, each more vibrant and fragrant than the last, while sipping sweet Turkish coffee and indulging in delicious pastries. It was like Coachella, but with more petals and less glitter. So next time you see a field of tulips, think of the Ottoman Empire and their larger-than-life love affair with these colorful blooms. Number 4, the Sultan's secret stash. Picture this: a massive library hidden within the walls of a palace, filled with ancient texts and forbidden knowledge. It's not a scene from a fantasy novel. It's the reality of the Ottomans' secret libraries. It's during the empire's golden age. Many sultans developed a passion for collecting rare books and manuscripts, amassing vast libraries that were often concealed from the public eye. One of the most famous examples is the Library of Ahmed III, a sultan who reigned in the 18th century. Rumor has it he had over 20,000 manuscripts, many of which were kept secret to protect them from potential threats, like invaders or jealous rivals. These hidden libraries weren't just about knowledge. They were a symbol of power and prestige. By controlling access to information, the sultans could shape the narrative of their reign, highlighting their intelligence and cultural achievements while keeping their rivals in the dark. It was a strategic move that helped maintain their image as benevolent and enlightened rulers. Number 5. Barbary Corsairs, the Sultan's privateers. Imagine a fleet of ships sailing the Mediterranean, not under the banner of a nation, but of a sultan. These weren't just explorers seeking new lands, they were pirates. The infamous Barbary Corsairs loyal to the Ottoman Sultan. During the empire's peak, these privateers terrorized the seas, pillaging on merchant ships and coastal towns from North Africa to the Iberian Peninsula. But they weren't just mindless marauders. The Barbary Corsairs were a vital part of the Ottoman navy, authorized by the Sultan to prey on enemy shipping and disrupt trade routes. In return, they paid taxes on their loot and followed Ottoman laws. Talk about loyalty. Their targets included ships from rival empires like the Spanish, Portuguese, and British, as well as those of European nations engaged in conflicts with the Ottomans. The spoils of war were divided among the crew, the Ottoman state, and sometimes even given as gifts to influential figures. So while they may have sailed the seas as pirates, the Barbary Corsairs were pirates with a purpose, serving the Ottoman Empire with plunder and pride. Number 6. The power brokers of the harem. Picture a sprawling palace filled with intrigue and desire, where the whispers behind closed doors held more power than any throne. Welcome to the world of the Ottoman harem, where women weren't just wives and concubines. They were players in a high-stakes game of political chess. The harem wasn't just a place of leisure. It was a breeding ground for power. Women of the harem, from the Sultan's wife to his female slaves, were far from the passive figures portrayed in popular culture. In fact, they were cunning strategists, eager to advance their own interests and secure a better future for themselves and their children. The most powerful women in the harem were the mothers of sons, who could potentially become the next sultan. They would form alliances, play rival factions against each other, and use their influence over the sultan to get what they wanted. So if you ever find yourself in a Turkish soap opera set in the Ottoman era, remember, the women of the harem weren't just there for the lavish dresses and endless intrigue. They were there to make moves and change the course of history. Number 7. Silent but deadly. Who said submarines had to be sleek and modern? The Ottoman Empire knew how to keep things interesting. To the mid-19th century submarine. A clunky yet effective piece of naval engineering that was far ahead of its time. Built with wooden hulls and powered by hand-cranked propellers, these underwater vessels were anything but stealthy. But don't let their appearance fool you. These submarines were a force to be reckoned with. The idea behind them was simple: sneak up on enemy ships and deliver a surprise attack. But the reality was far from smooth sailing. Operating one of these contraptions required a lot of manpower and coordination, and the cramped space made for some uncomfortable working conditions. Despite the less-than-ideal conditions, the Ottomans used these submarines during the Crimean War, hoping for an edge against their enemies. In the end, they may not have been the silent assassins of the sea, but they were certainly a testament to the Ottoman Empire's innovative spirit. Number 8. The Bashi Bazak. If you've ever heard the term shock troops, chances are the Bashi Bazooks come to mind. These elite Ottoman infantry units weren't just soldiers, they were the empire's answer to lightning-fast warfare. Picture a soldier clad in traditional Ottoman garb, wielding a curved sword and firing a muzzle-loading musket with deadly accuracy. That was the Bashi Bazak. What set them apart was their ferocious fighting style, combining the precision of Western European tactics with the raw power of Eastern saber-wielding cavalry. But they weren't just fearless fighters. The Bashi Bazauks also had an uncanny knack for disappearing into thin air, leaving their enemies confused and disoriented. Their hit-and-run tactics were a nightmare for their opponents, striking fear into the hearts of even the most seasoned soldiers. However, for all their effectiveness on the battlefield, the Bashi Bazauks were a bit of a handful. Their independent nature and tendency to break military protocol often led them into trouble, causing tension between the Ottoman authorities and the very troops they had sent to do their bidding. But hey, when you're dealing with shock troops, a little chaos is just part of the package. Number 9. Double Duty Dynasty. Imagine being a firefighter, a soldier, and a musician, all before lunch. Sounds impossible, right? Well, the Ottoman Empire's Janissaries made it look easy. This elite military unit wasn't just one of the most feared fighting forces of its time, it was also the first standing army in history. But that's not all. And they weren't busy defending the empire, they moonlighted as firefighters, saving countless lives and properties in the process. The Janissaries were trained to handle blazes with speed and efficiency, racing to the scene of a fire and extinguishing it before it spread. They were even equipped with buckets and hooks to aid in rescue operations. Talk about versatility. But how did they balance firefighting with their other duties? It took some juggling, that's for sure. Janissaries would often take turns between firefighting and military training, ensuring the safety of Istanbul's citizens while still being ready to defend the empire. It was a tough job, but someone had to do it. Number 10. Lost and found in translation. Picture this. You're wandering through a bustling Ottoman city, intrigued by the mysterious symbols adorning the buildings around you. But wait, why do they look so familiar? Can't quite put your finger on it. What if we told you these enigmatic markings were actually ancient Greek letters? Yep, you heard right. As the Ottoman Empire expanded, it encountered a diverse range of cultures and languages, including the Greek alphabet. Instead of discarding it, the Ottomans incorporated it into their own writing system, adding a touch of linguistic fusion to their urban landscape. But this wasn't just a whimsical decision, it was a pragmatic move to ensure communication with the empire's diverse population. By adopting the Greek alphabet for certain signs and symbols, the Ottomans were able to convey messages to a wider audience, promoting trade, commerce, and cultural exchange. It might seem like a small detail, but it's a fascinating example of how the Ottoman Empire embraced diversity and adapted to the world around it. And there you have it, Ottoman secrets that'll make you question everything you thought you knew. From hidden libraries to fierce pirates, the Ottoman Empire was a world of intrigue and adventure. Which secret surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more historical tales. Till next time, keep exploring and stay curious.